So they're going to give this, closing out this series a crack, but like we said, this is a bit of a stomping ground for Eternal Fire, so no guarantees that as long as they can mentally recover from dropping that last map, that they should be able to just put together a win here regardless. As we kick things off with a bit of a slower pistol round, some contests in towards lower dark and short. Just initially.
See if they can tap some heads. Tara's spotted one of those jump picks, and now it is just going to be one-pronged attack straight out of tunnels, but Calix able to crack open the festivities. Nerd's head taken off, crucial from window, can't get a damn thing done, and Calix really firing up here nice and early on V2. 3v4 for the retake, Endpoint. Looking like they are thinking about going for it. Okay, Boros able to find himself a quick double and turn the tides back in Endpoint's favor, drawing a whole lot of attention. Now as Surreal comes in and takes the head off of Calix, X-Floud. Had a bit of a rough game in the first series of the day, but let's see if he's going to be able to clutch here. No, Boros on low HP, able to make that trade happen. Crosshair trained on the double stack. Retake comes through. So, nice and early, Endpoint winning that 3v4.
Well done. Good multi in from Boros. In the meanwhile, I mean, we had so many games running simultaneously, and we saw, unfortunate for us, our boys on Order have bowed out. 0-2, they're in the lower bracket. And, you know, another team that we've been following a little bit in the ECA Premier. Dude, RBG, 16-7 over Movistar, who are kind of like a favorite to go through to the Pro League groups. That's a big result, but that series isn't over either. Got the force buy-in here, second round for Eternal Fire. After getting that bomb plant, they want to give things a crack. Give a couple AKs over to some of these great riflers they have at their disposal.
Ooh, peeking into lowers, Boros. Continuing to connect here, A1. Able to get yet another trade. Calix falling. And the rifle reigning supreme. Full scout spotted. But another found. Mighty Max, $600 do frag onto X-Floud and lowers, and crucial connecting with that scout. So, relatively clean anti-eco from Endpoint. Was putting a stop to that force bite from Eternal Fire. And Endpoint really just riding that wave after coming out with the W on map number 1 of the series.
Yeah, it feels like they're playing with much more confidence than they kicked off the series with.
Yeah.
Which is great to see. Yeah, able to deal with that force quite handedly. Now into the anti-eco, some upgraded pistols to contest with, but Endpoint looking quite comfortable. Loving what I'm seeing from these lads. That deep, long hut control. Boros all the way in there with some more delaying utilities. Still got a smoke and a Molotov to be dropping. And actually, Max is going to drop a smoke behind him. Maybe try to lure a T into the false sense of security so he can use that shadow advantage.
Ooh. Crucial now, just trying to slide a couple of those shots in through mid doors. Top Xbox here, they're just trying to find a line. Boros, again, farming up a storm. I was wondering when he was going to push bedroom. You heard a whole lot of footsteps, but it was after about 4 players all appeared on that map and managed to strike perfectly. No casualties for Endpoint either. With 3 on the board, things starting extremely well on the CT side.
Yeah, no doubt. And we're starting to see some of that flare come out for Boros as well. He's someone, I've seen a couple of the highlight plays, and mechanically looks quite solid.
9-0?
Yeah, I mean, yeah, we're only early days, but I felt like he was the one that, as a name in Endpoint, I was expecting the most from in this series on their team. And he was kind of doing the entry work on Mirage, so it's good to see him kick things off well. Emor, his first kill, denying that mid-aggression. And Eternal Fire, given that opening pick, how do they convert a 5-on-4 from the 1:35 mark? Many options open to them, plenty of util, and the weaponry advantage. We want to be making this one work.
Crucial. Picks the line again. Tara's lines it up and delivers some damage in through the double doors. Boris again able to get this bedroom control and happily just holding his ground. On control on the A site, very important to play for that retake, and he can find this freebie onto Calix with the shadow advantage. Ooh, knows man's lurking close. Eternal Fire in solid positions just to make this A site happen, but it looks like they are going to go for the rotation, hit mid B instead with that CT smoke thrown. And it's all up to the boy Surreal to make this happen. 7 HP. It's pretty lucky that he's even been able to get one in that position. Bomb coming in through upper dark. That's given some extra time for Endpoint to at least go for a rotation. More quite low. But again, this B site, a tough nut to crack when you don't have the numbers.
Yep. And very dangerous player in a key position.
Ooh.
Boris could definitely make the difference here, and he got the timing. Beautifully done. Calix goes down straight away. Another low player at back plat.
Ooh, in front of the smoke there, and Woxic,
Oh, no.
He's going to go down as well, but not before taking Crucial with him. So low, Emor, 15 HP, just hidden. Holding his trigger, holding his nerve, and he holds the line as well, connecting onto the noggin of Boros, and there you have it, Eternal Fire finally into the game, 3-1.
Yeah, not without taking significant losses, though, and that's going to take a toll on their economy. Could be down to some Galils. Scout comes out. Mac-10 comes out as well. So not what they were really looking for. They were probably hoping for a pretty clean first gun round. Keep those AKs strong, keep the money going. But they go down in terms of the weaponry early on, whereas Endpoint straight into a pretty solid first gun round. Feels going a little awry for Woxic at Suicide there, but he still gets out to top mid. On control established by Endpoint, and they have max deep on short jump spotting for info, so a lot of info on the A side of the map, allowing Endpoint to be quite comfortable leaning towards this mid to be set up.
Ooh, dunked onto Zentaras there. Down to 66, Harry Potters. And more just peeking off the back of Zentaras' contact there.
Endpoint still leaning at 2-1-2. Crucial looking for that pick.
Oh, offline. Crucial. It's in with that right eye peek, and Woxic not going to be happy about that one. At least got the leg.
Decent nade in from Mighty Max as well. Second later, that could have done great damage onto two players.
Oh, they heard that rotation come through from Crucial though, so expecting the stack on the A site. Eternal Fire, they're going to head towards B, but again, it's that two-man setup here. Oh, Nertz has just made the move over to Scaff instead and looks to hold down B ramp. It's the offline, and it's working fine. There's one flash through as Mighty Max connects two, and everything going right again for Endpoint. Calix in upper dark, all on his own. 10 seconds, no bomb. That's a save, my friend.
Yeah, great flash through from Gate from Surreal. Might be a little bit worried about players coming through upper dark there and revealing your position at Gate, but still sends it. And 4 alive for Endpoint. This is the dream start to a CT side game at Dust2. Dealt with all the critical rounds and done so pretty convincingly. It's going to allow you to build economy. Not only that, but you force the T side into a very weird state in terms of their economy. Calix is on $50 dues. So Eternal Fire looking for some damage and looking perhaps for a bomb plant. Try to stabilize that next round by.
Anymore. Not quite able to strike there. Into Boros. They can get him out of the server nice and early. It'll definitely be a confidence booster, but for now it's just a battle for this mid control. Util thrown everywhere, and Mighty Max, he's ready for the swing solo from Emor. Pistols, not quite working out. Scout retrieved at least for Zentaras. The man's yet to get on the board here. On D2, Woxic, solo mission at long. Shadow advantage, and Boros delivered that bomb on a silver platter. It's up to XCloud again to win a 1-on-5. I'd say unachievable.
Yeah, most likely. Boris has been doing a great job as that long anchor of mixing in the HUD aggression. That's really going to condition Eternal Fire later into the half. Kind of play around that a little. Haven't really seen them go for that long control yet, but still haven't seen any gun rounds for them. And I mean, I was talking about the Dream Start. That's 5 alive in the anti-eco for Endpoint there. Their money is absolutely soaring right now. This is where they can start to weave in some double orbs.
And look, they finally got a spawn on a gun round, and it's Zentaris as well, with probably the best spawn to go out of bedroom. So let's see if this is the round where they hit long.
Yeah, long control could be on the cards for sure.
Sending it in this direction. Couple of flashes dropped across.
How does Boros play it? I mean, a lot of util being dumped. Well-timed nade, and he's straight out of there. And again, Crucial straight up cat, and Mighty Max straight up middle. So an instant adjustment for Endpoint after seeing that initial utility. They're not resting on their laurels. They don't need that long control that they've had a couple of times. Flash to top middle, doesn't find anything. But Eternal Fire, all pinned into long. They have to convert this long control into a post plant here. They got 2 smokes for the cross and a couple of flashes for over the top of car, but outside of that, the utility's quite sparse for a post plant.
Run boost as well there to get Woxic on the advanced line.
Just look at this, Mac. So much util going to be burnt just getting across to the site for Eternal Fire, but look how much Endpoint have.
Oh, counter util as well. Slowing that push to ramp down a little bit over the top as well. Boros has a nice one-way here on site. Zentaris, oh my lord, gets in under the smoke and knew exactly where the CT would be sitting. Crucial, unable to connect, and here it is, Zentaris. We called for him to fire up, and the man is starting to deliver. 2 kills already. Mighty Max coming in from short as well to stop the push. Slow this bomb being planted. There it is, it's gone down, and it's Woxic last alive now. But I believe that's a safe plant too, so he's going to have to stop the cross to sight and looking for the wall bang. Can't quite hit the trigger in time. Surreal mopping things up. And a successful retake from Endpoint. They gave a lot of respect to Eternal Fire. Even though they had that mid control, they didn't over-aggress. They didn't try to lock them in through bedroom. They just played their own game, held that short control, and looked to play for the retake.
Absolutely. It's just a good adjustment. As soon as that long control comes out, seeing Endpoint playing quite fluid on this CT side. Not relying on anything in particular. Love the little detail there. HE nade left in CT spawn, but denying that A-side plant.
You love to see it again. Eternal Fire going to be finding themselves a nice spawn for long, but this time Endpoint fighting for it themselves with a slightly better spawn. Just for that long control. X-Floud sneaking his way out towards the B site. Nertz knows that it was that left side of sight. However, with the man advantage, he doesn't want to get too risky. Flash comes through, though. Sneaks his way to car, but not for long. Not clearing that default side of sight.
So many timings, going a million different ways.
Oh, yeah.
Zentaris was up cat. Boros was all the way through long hut yet again. He's dropped the bomb in spawn. Mighty Max on towards mid doors. I think Endpoint's got the better of the positioning here. But timings can always rear their ugly head. Change things up.
Oh, yeah. Well, X-Floud at least holding this control and waiting to team up with Zentaris. They can go together, trade, and at least get the bomb control. At 50 seconds, that's not too bad, but the trades come through. Zentaris, you can rely on this man. He's still just worried as to where this second CT player is. They've had that bomb control Endpoint for, 30 seconds. So at this point, Mighty Max could technically be anywhere. Zentaris just needs to pretty much get lucky to look in the right direction, but there's the info, 20 seconds. Should be able to make it to A, but Mighty Max is looking to cut him off at the pass.
Yep. Straight up catwalk for Zentaris. Know that it's a better bet than the long cross. Mighty Max well aware of it, though. Well positioned. Crosshair placed perfectly. And he's going to grab the AWP as well. Endpoint's economy, absolutely beautiful. And Boros, yet again, another massive impact round. 17-3. You just usually don't see a long anchor get this much work done.
Yeah.
But he's just picking his timings to get aggressive. Like, he's found the perfect timing to push long hard, like 4 rounds out of 8 or something.
Yeah. Just
which
playing
is
off
like
the info.
It's actually a ridiculous success rate for a long anchor to find success pushing.
Endpoint, knowing they can do it. Looking like they've definitely done their homework here on D2. Surreal with the collateral. One of the men wasn't even around the corner. What is that? Finds himself a third, and the pistols that is going to be torn apart for now. Zentara's at least getting that entry, but they've left the bomb behind. Second AWP coming through and looking to hold things down, but again, an awkward damn position for Crucial to be in. There's the first trying to bait that shot out from Zentara's, looking for the quick scope, secondary pulled out. Zentara's gives himself an opportunity with one kill, but not the second. Mighty Max comes through, and considering Eternal Fire only bought the pistol's half armor into the round, they did a lot of damage to Endpoint's economy. But again, it's another round for Endpoint.
Yeah, and the money's still decent. Double AWPs retained for Endpoint, which is the main things that you want to be bringing over, if anything. The more expensive end of things. Still fragile money for a couple of the CTs, and loss bonus is definitely not there. Haven't seen too much of the AWP from Voxic so far. Just that post plan on long where he was definitely put in a bit of a pickle. Again, just Endpoint getting so much info on the A side of the map, man.
Yeah.
Like, they've got full long control yet again, and the jump spot from Mighty Max over towards Cat. And again, Crucial's just allowed to play a 2-1-2 where he can pick mid doors with the AWP. And there's just not a whole lot of pressure being put on them right now. Eternal Fire, anticipating picks, anticipating aggression.
Ooh.
Brave from Crucial. Oh, my lord.
Crucial with the read. Here's that hinge smoke pinned and instantly connects onto Zentara's, not giving him a damn inch to get anything going in the round. Boros still already towards Pit, and Crucial, another flash to get himself back on the line. Connects onto Voxic's eyes. There it is. Trades favoring Endpoint again. Surreal with that secondary AWP. Just laying down the groundwork. Xfloud, nice line found over the top of the smoke and waits for that window peak to come through. But can they get the bomb to site this time? That's the real question.
A deep Molotov from Xfloud and a smoke on towards door. Bomb thrown across. It is going to be a plant for tunnels. Boros isn't actually going to commit to that tunnels push. Going to group up with the rest of the boys. Plenty of util to come in here for the retake. Just so many grenades for Endpoint. Let's see how they use them.
I think he heard the scope. So they think Wox is either at car or up at dark. So that's the info they're looking for. Now they just need to find where Xfloud's playing. Heaton, very common position, and in comes that util. But Xfloud starting to fire up and connecting on a whole damn lot of shots. But Voxic only able to get one himself. Xfloud close with the trade, but the time is ticking away, and Xfloud plays it perfectly. Endpoint losing the 3v2. Eternal Fire finding the second of their own.
Yep. Oh. I don't know if they would have wanted to buy their... I guess, yeah, the money on the T side is fragile. 2.9k, but this is not a great looking buy. Yeah, the AWP purchased up. 1A, 1S dropped over, but the rest of them all had 2.6. Almost wouldn't have even minded a save from Endpoint there. Like a hero rifle or a hero AWP perhaps, but they have opted to buy, and they're going to try to play for long.
All right. Works for two. However, two found by Endpoint as well. So Molly investment, very fortunate. That A1 definitely having some impact, and now it's being recycled into the hands of Mighty Max on the offline up on Plat. Oh, Emor not going to be happy with that one. Gazing over towards Pit. But again, got Mighty Max saying, I have the high ground. Crucial. Over towards Xbox. It's a dangerous position to be in Xcloud. Time and time again, this man has just tried to go for the upper dark push. And finally, Endpoint are catching on. This man's probably going to be lurking in this position.
Yep, for sure. No bomb plant for Eternal Fire means that all the boys who are a little bit lower in terms of money cannot afford to buy. Oh, it is going to be a half buy. Money's not built up on that CT side. But the buy in the last definitely paid off. Oh, aggression punished in middle. That's an AWP donated over to a team with not a whole lot of funds and still a significant amount of util to play with. But they haven't picked it up. Did he? He had an AWP, right? I'm not losing it. I'm not losing it, right, Mac?
Pretty sure he did, but they just didn't want to waste any time. We'll see if Xcloud picks that one up. He's worried about that mid-doors push. Util all along Cat there, enabling them to plant for short if they want to. Endpoint still just holding down that long control. Ready to retake in through CT and looking to find a timing of a retake smoke thrown from Surreal just to give it extra bit of coverage as well. Zantara is close and going to swing off of an attack. There it is. Up towards ramp they come, but Zantara's can't quite connect with that Deagle, but it is going to be the rifles doing damn work for Eternal Fire, and it looks like that's going to be another round found. 3 alive at the end of it for Eternal Fire, just making sure it is 100% won. They don't want to be losing too many more weapons. Upgrades to the AKs and saving over towards long. Nerds going to be given a little bit of respect here just to save over towards CT. However, Emor, falling, and that could just be a nice little chip away at the economy. See if that one comes back to bite Eternal Fire in the next couple of rounds.
And didn't forget about that ult. I thought it was insane they didn't take that into the post plant. But didn't need it. Yeah.
That's it.
Well, Endpoint, these are just the weirdest scenarios to be in on the CT side. Low loss bonus, and you're having your economy broken at this point in the half. Not that many rounds to play left. They're going to take some risks, see if they can top off an already great CT side half on Dust2.
Yeah.
But at the same time, don't want to be playing too loose and giving 6 back to Eternal Fire on a map they're comfortable on.
Crucial playing a dangerous game here, but unable to connect onto either of the T's there at Suicide. Yep. Mighty Max. Again, jump peeking into lower dark.
Yeah, man.
Tara's managed to find the timing, and there it is. It's going to be Bink for Bink, but again, the AK reigns supreme. Nade to trade from Mighty Max, so things could have been worse for Endpoint, but Crucial still very low. Going to be left alone just to try to hold that mid control. Solo up a dark push from Surreal, but X-Floud's here. He's been here every single damn round. So, not too sure why he'd be surprised on that one. Endpoint now a very rough position, and it looks like it could just be the save into the next already.
Yeah, most likely.
I say that, but Eternal Fire don't have the bomb planted on B yet. Woxic lurking at mid, able to find one more, but he's going to be stuck at green box. CTs might be able to turn this into a 2-on-2. If they're proactive about this.
Yeah, no kids though, so even if they did get back in towards that B site and try to give that retake a crack, I'm not sure they didn't have the time to get the bomb defused.
Very true.
About damage. Trying to maintain that A1S. Mighty Max getting himself a kill there. Does help the money out a little. 600s from the UMP. Are not too bad.
You can see Crucial's very wary about crossing over towards long there. Doesn't want to fall. He's got no armor, only 16 HP to play with, and isn't too interested in going for an upgraded mid, valuing his life. But again, into round, what are we now? 14. Boros, 20-7.
Yeah, we've seen a lot of great individual performances today.
Yeah.
Across multiple games, both here on the mainstream and also some of the old streams as well. I've been keeping an eye on the scoreboard. It's one of my favorite things about events like this, like the EPL conference, is that when you get all these players from different regions, this is where you get to see some star individuals start to cut their teeth against some very, very solid opponents. I think Boros is definitely going to be one to keep an eye on, although, you know, some of these teams playing around in towards Europe, you've already become somewhat familiar with them.
And Taras gets himself that nice little opening up towards short, and things are very difficult for Endpoint here, looking like it might just be Boros trying to go for the save. Bomb's still in spawn. Eternal Fire thinking about just, you know, waltzing onto the B site eventually. But on that point, just saying, it is one of those events with 16 teams from all over the world, especially not being those top tier teams. A lot of these teams not only don't usually get the opportunity at international competition, it's the first and maybe the last time you'll see some of these teams ever go head to head. So you got to remember that. It's a huge opportunity, potentially once in a lifetime for a lot of these players. They don't make it to this level again. So you got your one shot, your one opportunity. You better take advantage of it. Boros now Certainly doing that, trying to get some more kills on the board. Xfloud. He'll fall. There's the 21st. Now just looking to do more financial damage to the T's here. Boros wrapping around Suicide, but at this point, Eternal Fire, surely they just, you know, cop the losses and say, let's just respect him, give him a gun, give him something to play with. No, there's going to be more kills found. Emor coming in for the trade eventually.
Yeah,
but there you go. Xfloud, he's got 10k in the bank.
They had so much money, they don't care. They just throw bodies at him until he's dead. Take the A1S out of his hands, may as well. Yeah, decent buy for Endpoint at the end. Look, if they can get double digits, that'll be great, but letting it go to 9-6 could, especially with how well they started the half.
Yeah.
It could be a bit rough, but at the same time, like, you can't really blame them. That's just how the economy is sometimes, man. When you get, like, at that point where you get the close rounds on the CT side and you get economically reset, it just happens like that.
Well, it
It's
also
just how
could
it
have been
works.
worse for Endpoint. Remember how many 1v1s and 1v2s we've seen
Yep, sure.
in this half already. Now, Eternal Fire hunting for a bit of short control. And Tara's lurking in towards the lowers, has a couple of bangers to pop the T's up short.
Yeah, I mean, we've usually seen someone deep on short getting info for Endpoint, so this feels like one of the first times this half where Eternal Fire have gotten cap control without too many issues, really. And look, we get a 1-for-1 over towards that long area. No bomb for Eternal Fire, but they're still thinking about sending it.
Defensive smoke here from Crucial on short and just waiting for the pop through. Flashes high and behind, and it's allowed Emor to make his way up around elbow. Mighty Max just looking to dominate the long control and stop this push from coming through, but Xfloud solo with the bomb, thinking about going out long, which is a completely dirty position. However, it's worked out because Antares has cleared it from sight instead. Surreal lost the man at long. Here's the scope on short, and knows one's already on site, so he has ideally all the info he needs, and the bomb's going to go all the way back to B with just 24 seconds. They're very much going to be pushing their luck with this one. And Woxic going to cut him off at the pass. Xfloud, I don't think he even had time to get that plant down. Either way, that's the half. 9-6. Eternal Fire bringing this one back and looking to close things out in the second half. Let's see how they do.
Endpoint, well, one of the main things we excel at is obviously our experience. We've played at a high level for quite a long time, whereas I think a lot of the regional teams in the Premiership haven't been around that long or been experienced. So we always have that edge on people. And obviously, I think one of the main factors for winning all the time is just the level of skill that we can bring to the server, which is obviously something that you can't really comment about. Like, it's just something that you get over playing, or you might have an up and coming player on these young UK teams. But those are the two main things. But obviously there could be many more. Experience, skill, you know, they're the easy ones to name.
In a quiet town, bodies fall upon sacred ground, burn a flag and a king is crowned. Coming to get you. I'm coming. Can you feel it?
Dust2, providing the goods. Eternal Fire. I believe that was like 6 in a row or something similar to that. Maybe even just 4 towards the end. Either way, they're back into the game and going into the CT side. If they can take this pistol, we could see things even up nice and quickly here.
Yeah, it was 4 towards the end. It's good effort. Definitely changes the context of how we head into this half. As he talked about it, the pistol would definitely turn their fortunes around and got a contest over towards Lower Dark, but the Glock often reigns supreme in angles like that. Still more fights being taken towards Catwalk, but as soon as Eternal Fire get that man advantage, they're quite happy to just fall back and they can find some favorable long-range duels. They're going to retake that long control. That could be a mistake, though.
Ooh. Could have been. Calix will get it. He's got Woxic by his side as well, just swapping positions, looking to play back-to-back here and get some info up short.
Oh.
Mighty Max running with the Glock. This thing can still have some form of accuracy. And there's going to be that nice headshot. Surreal just dropping into CT. Big flash. Woxic can't see a damn thing, and it's all up to Calix to try to hold here, but he's not going to be able to. Crucial over the top. Makes things happen. Opening up the A site for business and X-Cloud. Somehow this man is last alive a lot of rounds.
We'll see if he can make use of that. That's been spotted out. Surreal just playing the numbers. B hopping back around the corner. They just want to play that crossfire when he tries to get across to the site. Mighty Max repositioning towards that catwalk area. Crucial's just kind of playing with him at the moment.
Yeah. Spotted close enough to maintain this contact, but Crucial feeling it, swinging wide and getting the final kill eventually. Endpoint finally traveling into the double digits and kicking off the T side, the same as they kicked off the CT side, taking both pistols in map 2. They can stack on a few more, a couple of successful anti-eco rounds, then maybe, just maybe, they can start to close things out because there is a territory where they make this a 2-0 affair.
Yeah, it's always big to win that T-side pistol. Slow down the CT side economy if you can. Get them further away from the double orbs.
Oh, Emo.
Big.
Sharp shot straight to the head of Boris there. Alex, not going to be hunting for too much more. Doesn't want to lose his head. So, that's the hinge now, Woxic. Has his shot to the wall bank. Pretty good. Unfortunately, doesn't quite connect.
When you convert this 4-on-5 as endpoint, you've got that long control. Courtesy of Nerds. Utilize that utility. Be able to push all these CTs off the angles and get catwalk control. And you're going to throw the prog smoke. In the meanwhile, endpoint, after limiting the info at A, taking control away from the CTs. They were leaning towards upper dark, but oh, yeah, that might incentivize them to actually go B after losing that long control. But it still seems like they're going to group catwalk.
Some good chip damage at the MP7. You don't see it very often. Calix, he's going to pull it out again. See what he can do with it. Woxic over towards A ramp now. Crucial, can't quite find the man in the smoke. It's awkward. It's dangerous, but Mighty Max able to crack open the A site. Now, we do have Zentaris just on 12 HP in CT. Both the T's on shoulder to shoulder straight up to sight. Zentaris has the AK to play with, and that's a rifle you don't want in the hand of this man in particular. Surreal now trying to fight his way out of the rough situation, but he's not going to be able to win the 1v3. Zentaris in with the defuse, and Eternal Fire winning the force buy in the second round of the half.
Big one to win. Going to retain 3 rifles off the back of that as well. Started out with Scouts and Deegs.
2 AKs.
2 AKs and a Galil. It's always a feel-good moment. Basically turned the game on its head in terms of the economy and what weaponry you're working toward, you're working with. Endpoint don't want to let go though. And the loss bonus, I mean, would take a while for them to build up anyway. In this early stage of the game, you really want to fight for economy control if you can. So we got Deegs and Scouts once again. On control, taken with the utility. Endpoint working middle.
1-0 Nicely placed nade at Xbox. Could have got some free damage, but then Tara's dodging bullets. Investing that molly just to get away scot-free. Well,
It's just good util being forced out. Oh, the pixel line being held by Crucial. Almost saw it coming, but able to make use of it. Plenty enough util and especially smokes to be able to complete some kind of AEXE here. Maybe a Vanguard smokes or something like that.
Boxic tapping at long range, but whiffing a couple of shots. Gets some chip damage. Then Tyrus finds a headshot as well, and Surreal now planting for the short control, which Endpoint still have.
Yeah.
Eternal Fire, long, CT, two-pronged retake, but Crucial. Get a bit of chip damage there with the Scout. Can't get it on the second peak. Boxic finally able to strike now. Nertz needs to hit some sharp ones with the dig if they're looking to succeed, but Mighty Max, he'll fall. As well as Surreal. There's that dig shot we were asking for, but he's got 3 more he needs to hit. Molly buys some extra time and stops those CTs from making their way to sight, but there's no more found. X-Flad locking it down. It's going to be 8 rounds for Eternal Fire.
Yep. Potentially to be 9, especially the bomb plan is not enough to put a buy together here for Endpoint. They're probably just looking for some more economic damage. Maybe invest in some upgraded pistols, but that'll probably be about where it ends. And got a neck-and-neck game yet again. Doesn't seem to be much to separate these two teams. Okay.
Okay. XM in lowers.
Look, Emor's a man of
Confidence.
various tastes. Any weapon, he'll give it a crack.
If MC was here, he would be so proud right now.
I haven't heard that name in years. Been 84 years. You're out there, Michael. I miss you.
One day we'll be reunited. Good bloke, that one. Now, Woxic is falling off the line at possibly the worst time because Boris has walked into that one. And Endpoint may just have found a nice little timing. However, it's short thereafter. And 3 players here just waiting for the molly. Going to try to go with the strength in numbers approach. However, Eternal Fire also have numbers here. Very solid A setup. Zentara swinging off that first contact. And it's just going to be Woxic picking the T's apart. Mighty Max, he's been pretty sharp some rounds this series so far, but this is not going to be one of those. Big round from Eternal Fire, not dropping a damn thing, and carrying across, of course, the XM into the next round and giving Emor another opportunity to succeed and get a couple of $900 kills.
And he's already succeeded. Message sent.
Just let him know. You know what? I'm using a shotgun in this game. However, he's actually gone for the upgrade, so everyone's sad. Mostly MC. Pilly is actually shedding tears right now. But Endpoint just going to be stopped from getting much map control. They do have lower dark, but nothing over towards long. I believe their spawns haven't been the greatest either. Eternal Fire, they invested 4 players for that long control.
Yeah, they were really banking on the fact that they thought Endpoint wanted to take long that round. Wasn't the case. Might have been spawn-based. And meanwhile, Endpoint, quite happy with how that's gone. A fair bit of util invested by Eternal Fire to get that long control. In fact, they're even dumping more mollies over there. And in the meanwhile, Endpoint's gone, great. I'll take Catwalk and the middle of the map. Leave Nertz over there to keep tabs on things. So a minute on the clock. Endpoint's cut the map in half. Haven't gone out mid-doors yet, but essentially cut the map in half. They're pressuring the extremities. Surreal, similar to Mirage, over in those B apartments. He is, again, the utility man trying to keep the rotations honest. Now Endpoint will decide what their late round looks like. He also had Nertz applying util pressure to Long Hut. So Eternal Fire, without too much info or a great read here, throw the util in to counter that AXX, but it's mid to B.
Oh, pass the prize. Emor able to trade for 1 X-Flout as well, keeping it even. But with that B ramp control, he's given up the site. X-Flout, oh, spotting Surreal, lurking his way through. But again, now that's going to be the site found. Bomb traveling across here at the doors, but X-Flout putting the stop to it. having a much better map already here on D2 than what we saw him do on Mirage. Lurk not working out for Mighty Max, and it's all up to Surreal. Retrieval mission necessary, but he's got Calyx as well. Hot on his heels. There it is. Round in the bag. And finally, the equalizer. 10 apiece on D2.
Yeah, not a bad approach from Endpoint once they got to, like, about the minute mark. The thing is, they, like, the AXX did pull the rotation into CT and get them that pick, but from that point, they just didn't have a whole lot of follow-up. Like, they utilized so much of their util, taking map control, pressuring the extremities, and executing the A side, that they just had nothing left for the super late round and the post-plant. And so they just couldn't get rid of any of those angles, which were leveraged to basically bang them out of the server. Speaking of which,
Mighty
it's
Max,
just the anti-eco.
they had a very bad spawn. It was like a late call to buy those pistols, so everyone was kind of all over the place, but Mighty Max commits to that push out through the molly at bedroom anyway. So, you know, props for confidence. However, these pistols just slowly but surely get picked apart here by Eternal Fire, who are connecting onto anything and dodging a whole lot of bullets themselves.
Yeah, I mean, they're setting themselves up to push it through to a third. Their money's fantastic. We've been talking about the fact that this is a map they're relatively comfortable on.
Yeah.
Their pick after all.
Let's see if there's any financial damage done by Endpoint in the end. That is going to be the bomb out at long. And another round in the bag. Lead also found by Eternal Fire for the first time this map. To put on a bit of a show. And 100% this one, because they definitely missed an opportunity on Mirage.
No doubt.
Had a 10-round lead. Endpoint putting in the hard yards. Get back in that game. Let's see if they can dig deep and try to swing the momentum back in their favor here on D2. For now, Eternal Fire really doing everything right.
Oh, quick molly and to mid doors and smoke onto Xbox. Endpoint forced their way out long after losing the initial control to a couple of mollies, and there's just frags going every which way.
Yeah.
We end up with a man advantage for Eternal Fire, but Endpoint are picking up the pace on Cat.
Up on the line, Zentaris. Not just a one-trick pony with that AK. The AWP as well. Mighty Max just going to be smoke deep in CT. For mid B. Not enough for attention though, and has it even...
Yeah, I think he's fluffed it a bit actually.
Has he done it on purpose to draw the line? No, Zentara's eyes on the prize on short there, not worried about CT, even if that smoke did have a gap. It's a 2-round lead. Endpoint with the rifles couldn't get anything done really after the long take went flub.
Yeah. I'd agree with that. Eternal Fire was kicking off a lot of these rounds with a pretty heavy start towards A. Be interested to see if they keep doing that and whether Endpoint's going to cotton onto it. Maybe go for like a quicker mid to B or something like that.
Mighty Max playing a dangerous game. I just wouldn't move, honestly.
Bonking his head.
Yeah.
Up and down. I feel like Endpoint are kind of getting picked apart whenever they have these pistols. Not really doing a whole lot of damage economically.
Yeah, I feel like it was working way better for them on Mirage. It seems like something just isn't clicking for them here in D2.
I mean, one of the biggest win conditions you can have on CT side Dust2, sorry, T side Dust2 is to pressure that economy and to break it.
Yeah.
But there is no pressure on the economy. We've got 5-ditch economy for a couple of these CTs. And they're at a 13-10 lead. I mean, if this is a map you're feeling comfortable on, you are dreaming of this scenario in an important game for yourself. That's the first time out for Endpoint as well, which is surprising, considering the way that this game's going.
Yeah, they definitely should have had a bit of a chat earlier in this half. Probably just thinking maybe at some point they would have just, you know, got that extra round they needed, but Eternal Fire just stacking them on.
I feel like similarly to, and like this was before the comeback happened, but similarly to the first half of Mirage, it feels a little autopilot-y.
Yeah.
The way they're going through some of these half buys and things like that, some of the gun rounds as well. It feels like they're rushing through things a little bit. They're not taking advantage of every single little opportunity. Just taking a couple of extra seconds here and there.
Ooh, Nerds though. Off the spawn, gets to blue, but everybody's blind. Calix knows that Nerds is in this position and it's just going to be util bombarded over towards blue here. Mighty Max, he needs to do something to help out Nerds, but again, the smokes are about to fade. Crucial's fallen as well over towards the B side of things. There's going to be 2 CTs on pit side at long. Oh, the swing comes in. And everything working out for Eternal Fire. Even another pick over towards the B side of things. So,
yep.
It's really, really rough here for Endpoint. Again, it looks like maybe there was an opportunity. Mighty Max taking the heads off of both the long players. And that's the opening they might have just needed.
Yeah, no doubt. Really weird position for Eternal Fire to be in right now. Particularly for Woxic.
Oh, yeah.
He's lost that long control. He doesn't know where the other player is.
Oh, the timing couldn't have been worse there. Mighty Max at least able to be traded through. Woxic lurking over towards long now, and that's given Surreal the opportunity to slide his way up B ramp. Orp for the retake. Molly and Smoke to play with. But Surreal gonna Molly nade flash. How's this one gonna go down?
Woxic should be aware that he probably hasn't crossed yet. Oh, that's timing on the doors. That is an absolutely absurd thing that Woxic's got.
Heard the reload. Off angle. Timing. Surreal. Looking to get aggressive on just 5 HP. And he spotted him going through window. He's just going to play bomb. Play time. Look to 100% it. And Woxic, he's clearing out everything. He has no idea of Surreal's position. And the time is perfect. There was no tap on the bomb. There was nothing. And Surreal finally stopping the string of rounds that Eternal Fire has laid on the board. Endpoint finally finding their second for the half.
Yeah, not even really in any kind of like tactical fashion, to be honest.
No.
Like, Eternal Fire were up, what, 5-on-2? And Mighty Max 3Ks catches 2 people over peeking long. And that pick towards middle, and then Surreal completes the 1-or-2. Look, it's a round you'll take if you're Endpoint, but it's not the kind of round that you can potentially replicate. And what you need is more rounds on this T side, and you can't be relying on that kind of thing time in, time out. They don't have a whole lot of utility in a round like this, so maybe it is some sharp shooting that they're going to need yet again, I suppose.
They also need money, because they don't have a lot of this. If they keep getting really close round wins, they're just going to be broke for the rest of the game.
Yeah, I mean, they don't have a whole lot of util. Smoke to Xbox. They got 5 grenades throughout the whole team between Surreal and Mighty Max.
Can I just point out that the M4 A1S image makes the AUG look tiny?
Yeah. Failing not ideal. That's a really well-timed nade.
Mm.
But 90 damage. That $300 investment.
Ooh, timing in through the smoke. Dry peeking Xantaras is not something you usually want to do, but it's worked out. Boros is feeling it. 26 kills now. A little bit slower here in the second half. However, Nerds now going to be isolated by that Molly. Teammates coming through to try to give him a helping hand, and Boros again going to be striking for 2 this round and finding the A site for Endpoint.
Considering the util they had, this was the approach they had to take. Very quiet from Nerds compared to his Mirage performance, but that 2K was very nice. Endpoint. They're grinding their way into these rounds.
The 90-degree flick to get that second man was nice, mostly because it was all the way down long. Very long-range fight and a rough one to take, but he's done it. Put his hand up as well, said, "Oh, Boris, you're hitting shots. Let's do it too."
Gonna need everybody across the board try and close this series here. But money was great for Eternal Fire. They've chewed through a lot of that, reinvesting in the double AWP time and time again. Much better util for Endpoint and an AWP of their own to play with, so much more convincing gun around here. Full white for Emor, but doesn't bother him too much. He's going to find the opener.
Xantaras Off the line. Wrong time. Off angle, though, works. Goes for the reswing. That Xbox smoke blooming. But again, the T is just going to be putting some pressure here at mid. Zentara is going for the safer approach, just jump peeking mid doors instead of going for the dry swing this time. Invest in a whole lot of util. Other way, though, 2-man advantage for Eternal Fire.
Yeah, they have a pretty good idea of what's clean and dirty as well. They've utilised those mollies just to keep the T's back. Push towards Cat, and it's an off angle from Woxic.
Oof. Good flashes, though, to lock him here into Goose. Molly's not going to reach him here in the corner, so the T's are very unfortunate that that's the case. Surreal just waiting for a swing to come through, knows that there's one player over towards CT, Long as well as Goose. So the info's there, but the shot's just not quite connecting. Crucial. Bit of a slow game from him so far on map 2. And the 1-on-4 kicked things off nicely. Going for the peek over towards the short boxes. Spot of the head there. As well as the A-ramp. But again, it is just going to be the swing in, but he's only got the AWP to play with. There's going to be too many men to deal with. 14 now found from Eternal Fire. Endpoint. Economy in the bin.
Yeah, weird position. 2.5, 2.8. Rest of the boys, 3.5 is still not ideal, but two of them can buy AK armor. Out to some Mackies or Bigs. Yeah, going to even the cash up across the board with just a single hero AK. Not a bad approach. They got that decent loss bonus in the back pocket, but could be conceding map point here. Not that it will bother them too much, considering the scoreline they had to claw back on Mirage. So it's another day at the office for Endpoint, isn't it?
It really is. Looks like they're just opting for the third and final map instead. Already doing a decent job on D2, but again, when Woxic's just not missing anything, it gets quite difficult. Everyone for Eternal Fire putting their hands up. Really pulling the game back here in the second half. Again, the CT side can just be so damn strong with these A1Ss, especially with the ops on D2.
They got the whole map except the cat in mid, so they're just chilling. Eternal Fire, really.
Ooh. Loving this nice little pop flash coming out from Zentara. Doesn't peek with it, though. Looks like he's waiting for some more to come through, but he is just going to hold the line to Goose. Pushing up, though. It's all up to Surreal, who can't find a damn thing. And it's 5 alive. If things weren't already hard enough for Endpoint, Eternal Fire are just working up this economy. So even if Endpoint did manage to take us to yet another overtime, it's going to be hard to get there because the economy is stable for the CTs.
Yeah, have to be 3 on the trot for Endpoint. Let's see what they come up with. I feel like a lot of the rounds that they've been putting together have been off of some individual brilliance for the most part. Boros, Nerts, Mighty Max, clutch from Surreal. Long control, being focused on by both teams. It's just an absolute brawl, spamming through the smoke. And it's going the way of Eternal Fire, Mac.
Looks like it could be going all the damn way to a third map here, and now it's up to Surreal to try to clutch it. Bomb in the open. And another smoke as well. Hits him with that impact. It gives Eternal Fire not only the info, but the final round as well for map number